My name is Janae Mason, and I will be talking about my diversity interview. My interviewee's name is Bruce Lee, and he's a 24-year-old male from Vietnam. He moved to the U.S. at the age of 10, and he's only been back to Vietnam twice since he's moved here. He lives in San Francisco, California currently, and he graduated from UC Davis. He is a tech recruiter for Amazon, and he enjoys traveling a lot. And we met on an app. I put in the description I was looking for someone with a different cultural background than me, who would be willing to let me interview them. And after talking for a while and explaining to him what the interview was about, he agreed and we got to it. When Bruce and I started talking about healthcare, he said that when he's sick or unwell, he goes to see a primary physician just like anyone else. He said in Vietnam, they have traditional remedies when someone gets sick. His example was a substance called green magic oil, which is the little green bottle picture that I have on the slide. And you can get these at Asian stores all over, even in America. I relate to this because I also do natural remedies when I get sick. I use essential oils, I use tea, and my mom is heavily on using natural remedies to heal yourself when you're sick. Then I asked Bruce about difficulties he has when communicating with medical doctors. He said, being able to be completely honest with them. I can relate to this. Growing up, I had a pediatrician, and there's some things that I wouldn't want to tell her. But at the same time, I grew a great relationship with my doctor, and eventually I didn't mind telling her these things. And now when I go see my new primary physician, I will tell them whatever because I know that they are just there to help. So I really hope that other cultures in America can eventually feel this way too. I learned a lot of new and interesting things while talking to Bruce, but one thing I found particularly interesting is that in Vietnam, the kids usually take care of the adults when they are older. Bruce said when he retires that he will probably live with his kids, but living in America has made him also think about retiring elsewhere. I was also surprised to learn that his family was very poor in Vietnam. This was surprising to me because Bruce and his family are very successful in America. He works for Amazon as a tech recruiter, like I said earlier, and he also went to UC Davis and graduated there, and he makes good money, and he travels all the time. He told me whenever he feels like going somewhere, he'll just book a flight, book a hotel, and go, and it's just surprising to me that his family could have been poor in Vietnam but be living such a good life here in America. One thing I think providers can do to provide culturally competent care for individuals is add a cultural diversity section into medical schools. This would allow doctors to gain knowledge about other cultures' beliefs in medicine, with hopes that they could implement it when treating culturally diverse patients. I asked Bruce what he would like healthcare providers to know about caring for him. He said, I would want them to listen more and actually try to care about us. I think implementing a system like this in med schools could really help physicians understand their patients on a deeper level. There are people out there trying to push for this change. For example, the Cultural Competency in Medical Education, a guidebook for schools, speaks on implementing culture competency into medical education, and they say, faculty and students must demonstrate an understanding of the manner in which people of diverse cultures and belief systems perceive health and illness, and respond to various symptoms, disease, and treatments. I think if this were to be implemented in medical schools all over America, then people like Bruce wouldn't feel this way about our medical doctors. I think another great option to improve the healthcare system would be to implement different cultures' medicine. For example, this would consist of physicians being able to prescribe traditional types of medicine to their patients depending on the culture. Kind of like prescribing the magic green oil instead of, let's say, Advil or Tylenol. I think a step like this would show people that the American healthcare system cares about alternative ways to healing. and might make patients feel safer and more connected with their doctors. Overall, this was a great experience getting to talk to Bruce and see his insights on American healthcare system and what it's like living in America. Thank you for watching my presentation.